Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm scrapbooking a couple of photos from Abba Bluma, which is the bed and breakfast in Leavenworth. So they have this beautiful wrought iron staircase and also this stained glass skylight that I took a couple photos of. So let's see what I can do. Hey guys, so I'm going to start out by die cutting. Now these are one of the sets of alphabet dies that I pulled out ahead of time for the kit. I am going to go ahead and use some fun foam in my little Sidekick die cut machine right here. Fun foam is great to use with these thin dies. It cuts beautiful. You can make your own thickers. It's already got the sticky on the back. It's just a whole bunch of goodness going on. So I'm gonna spell out the word stairs because the stairs are pretty awesome. So now that I've got that done, I've got to figure out what in the heck I am going to do for this layout. So we're going to figure that out here shortly. This is not the original direction that I thought I was going to go. Ended up going a little bit off plan, but that is completely okay. I am going to use these kind of messy background stamps from Brutus Monroe to get some ink down on the page. Now I am not pressing the stamp really hard into the background paper, so I probably could have done this with just an ink pad or any other thing, but you know, it gives it that little extra tiny bit of texture in that layer that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. I was going to use the zigzag pattern. That one didn't work out that well for me, so I went ahead and used the diamond pattern. Now again, I'm adding more stamping over top of this. I'm doing very similar colors so that they kind of not really meld together, but it doesn't look disjointed. So it's not like I'm using blue and orange and pink, and there's going to be three distinct colors in this kind of mixed media background. Since I'm using a variety of the same color, it kind of blends together a little bit more to give it a cohesive look to it. I am going to use this dotted paper right here. I love this dotted paper. It's got great colors on it. It's got the purples, the blues, and the greens, which are favorite colors of mine. So I am really happy about that. Probably one of my favorite papers in this collection is this side with the dots on it. I also really love that plaid paper with the similar colors, but I think there is a vein of pink in that plaid paper. I did cut off the branding strip because it was a little bit too much for me right there, but I am going to bring in some other colors. This Vicki Boutin paper that has that rainbow on it, I know half the world went crazy with that rainbow, but honestly, this other side is more my jam. It's got black and little bits of blue and purple in it, and you know, that is what I am feeling. Gonna put some of the glitter tape down to cover up the join right there. And then I'm going to figure out how to get these photos down here. So because this is a portrait and a landscape photo, I'm going to go to one of my go-tos, which is kind of putting them together like this, and you'll be able to see that in a moment. I am going to go ahead and mat them both in black cardstock. And that's just going to give a little bit of differentiation between the photo and all of the color that is going on in the background, because there is going to be a good amount of color back there. So I'm thinking about where I want to bring in the 6x8 purple paper, where I want the words to go, everything, right? Like I'm trying to turn this into one big cohesive layout instead of a bunch of different thoughts that I have surrounding the photos and the papers and all of that. Now at this point I'm thinking I need to change this up. At this point I'm like, I am not feeling those photos anymore, and I've got to figure out what else I can do. I keep pulling things out. I'm like, do I go to the winery pages? What am I going to do here, right? Like, I am just not feeling those photos with those papers, which is pretty, I would say it's a little bit weird for me because I don't pick my photos and my papers to match. I do know that there is a thought process between taking your photos and then choosing your papers that have similar colors, or you're going to highlight a color in one of the photos. But mine is much more of an emotional process where the papers make me happy with the photos. And it doesn't necessarily have to be color. It can be the mood. It can just be, I like these papers and I like these photos. Or it could be the photos aren't that great, so I'm going to do some awesome papers to kind of camouflage that fact. It could be a whole bunch of different kind of things. However, for some reason, just wasn't feeling that. So I am going to go ahead and use these two photos. Now, basically what I've done is trimmed it down, so I still have a portrait and a landscape photo, but going to make it a little bit smaller. So I tuck this journaling box right up there. Obviously, I'm choosing YouTube videos to watch. I am watching an okay amount of YouTube these days. I'm still not, quote unquote, caught up on everything that I want to watch, but I am getting some YouTube time in, which is awesome. One of my favorite things to do when I'm scrapbooking is to have YouTube on where people are scrapbooking as well, because it feels like, kind of like I'm at a crop or something and there's scrapbooking and craftiness going on around me. I like that kind of thing. I also like listening to music when I scrapbook and all of those things. I like a little bit of background noise when it's going on. The quiet just does not work for me. You know what I mean? Are you guys like that? Do you like the quiet when you scrapbook, or do you like the background noise going on? And if you like the background noise, what's your favorite kind of background noise to listen to? So now I am going to hopefully stop messing around on my phone and actually start the scrapbooking again. So while we were at the Icicle Ridge Winery, they had a wall of patches, which is over here on the left-hand photo. And they were all kinds of patches from all kinds of things. It was really just fun to look at them. And then they had some of their wines that they won medals for on display, which is the smaller photo. It's got the wine bottles and the ribbons there. So now I got to figure out what the heck I'm doing. And it doesn't look like I'm doing a whole heck of a lot of anything, does it? Yeah, it just doesn't. Okay, so voila. Apparently I stopped the video and forgot to turn it back on. But we got the decorations on there. And it says, do your thing, or it's wine, do your thing. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys again real soon for another video.